Everybody, welcome. I'm going to show a nice trick for edging and creating customized bevels, and we're going to use Bevel Magic 3.0 to enhance that. I did make a few changes since yesterday just to kind of enhance everything. So if you add a bevel now, you'll see this pop up and you'll get the animation values and some other things if by chance you want to use that, and then reorganized everything into compactable areas, so you don't have to have everything open. You can just have shading open, or you just have the edge values. For right now, I'm just going to work with the edge values and show you a neat little trick. And then of course I've now added the shade flat. If you want to shade smooth, you can. Now you can shade back to flat. You can delete the modifiers or apply all the modifiers. So real quick, I'm just going to cut a boolean in this. I'm just going to Shift D and bring this up. I'll scale it on the Y. I could use the carver tool for this, but I'll just do it this way. I'll hit Control minus. I'm going to grab this, and then I can apply that modifier, grab this cutter, and delete it. Now if you come in here, you'll see that potentially you would want to put a bevel here, and you'll see that it's not going to follow the line you want. And the reason for that is that these two points are created, these two vertex are created up here, but you've got this one, it's kind of locked in, and then over here you're just sliding, right? So we don't want that. We want to put a bevel on here that is even, okay? And so if you were to just add a bevel, then add the preset, you still don't have that. And so if you were to come in here and bevel, you still get the same thing. So I'll just delete everything. Now right here, just hit K for the knife tool and select that. Now you notice you're on the X axis, so hit X, let it snap, left click it, hit enter. Now come over here and just grab this edge and hit Control B. What you'll see now is that this is going to be able now to bevel across that properly and create new geometry. So you go into edge select, you can grab all these edges and hit X and dissolve. Excuse me, not this one, I grabbed the wrong one. I'll dissolve those two edges, and that looks really nice, and they've got a good bevel there. Now I also have another add-on, hard surface toolbox, where I can pull up the y-axis and tool it across. If I go into edge select, it's automatically going to have my symmetry line selected, so I can hit X, dissolve that edge. I can come back over to Bevel Magic, and actually in the hard surface toolbox I do have a bevel and one preset built in, and it should be a perfect preset pretty much the whole time, and it auto shade smooth. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Just go to Bevel Magic. I want to add a bevel, and you can see how it kind of starts out. Doesn't look too good. So we can throw the preset on and give it different intensity levels until we get what we want. I think around 4 or 5 kind of maxes out pretty nice. Now this won't come in compacted, so don't forget you have a ton of options. Okay, so you can switch between vertices and edges. You go to custom, drop your profile down, and start messing around with making a custom curve for your bevel. It's not necessarily ideal in this situation. Be better for like house trim, things like that. And then of course we got this situation here, and all you really got to do is come over, switch to arc. That looks pretty good. And then let's hit 7, take up a top view. I don't know if you have the carver tool enabled or not. If you don't, under edit and preferences, you can type in carver and activate that. And then Control Shift X will bring that up, and you can hit spacebar a couple times, get circle, and hit X a few times and get a very high resolution circle. And then left click, hold Alt to kind of move it around. And you could have cursor depth on or off. You can have a bevel weight applied automatically. We'll turn the bevel weight off, and the apply operation will be on. and just left click and place that. And then you can grab the object and shade smooth and get rid of any shading errors. And so now that bevel that we have on the entire mesh is applied here on this circle very nicely. But if you didn't want that, there's a bunch of ways to approach this. One is you would take up a top view and go into vertex select. Now I'm on the y-axis here, so it makes a lot of sense. I'll hit K, I'll grab a vertex, hit Y, and snap it, hit enter. And I can rinse and repeat the process over here. Then go into regular edge, select, grab these two, hit X, and dissolve. And now this edge loop should be fully available. And I can hit Control B and bevel it. And now you can see that the same bevel is being applied here as well. If I change it, it becomes very nice, very sharp. And there's one larger bevel. The application is not for every mesh. One will work on everything. If it doesn't, you've got some other overlapping instance or something going on. So I think I liked 4, but 3 is a little bit sharper. All right, somehow, I don't know, I ended up with basically what looks like a toilet. But anyways, you get to use Hard Surface Toolkit and the Bevel Magic to really just do a bunch of cool things. So proportional editing will kind of get you those extra rounder shapes, if you will, without destroying your mesh. So you can see that looks really nice still. And well, while I'm at it, guess I'll go ahead and build the lid for it. I'll Shift D that, drop it, P, separate by selection, come back out, just grab it, vertex select, A for all, F to fill, go to face mode, let me just solidify that, get rid of that bevel for now. Something like that. I just don't know sometimes. You get tired and just making some weird stuff here. So go ahead and apply that modifier, maybe. Okay, can't apply in edit mode. That's fun. All right, come back out. I'll grab this, add a little chamforo to it, and shade it smooth. And for some reason, we ended up with a toilet. Let's see here. I'll bring the 3D cursor to the active. Here's another tool. Idea, if you want to get something to pivot in the right spot, hit Shift S and cursor to active. Then go back to object mode. I'll use the hard surface toolbox because it's got everything. Put the origin to cursor and wait for it. There you go. There's a nice little space toilet for you. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next tutorial.